This is outrageous. BDS, their biggest downfall has always been their Monkey Moon is. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We just had the EU RLCS Fall Invitational, and the team that I believed was going to make the 5th spot for the major was BDS. And that was just based off of their ability. What I was seeing looks solid. But we do know they've been struggling a little bit recently with their motivation. And it's not been as smooth sailing for them since Worlds as we'd have hoped. And the team that ended up taking their spot was Team Liquid. But BDS were the team that I believed were going to make it, and they lost to Liquid in the final round. And if you see here, they lost to Evil Geniuses and Williams Resolve, probably teams that they should be beating. Beat Tundra, and then Liquid here is a tough old match because they were the team that went on to win the whole thing. But let's have a little closer look at the BDS match and what happened there. It's Chaos versus Control is the way I see this. Chaos being Team Liquid and Control being Team BDS. Their biggest issue recently is a lack of firepower. They're struggling to score goals. And you can really see that here with only getting 2 goals across the 3 games. Where Team Liquid are looking to be chaotic and create uncomfortable situations for opponents where they can then capitalize on it through their speed. So when we look at the players individually, we can see here Atto, loads of goals per game. Same with Oski. Chronic not actually getting any goals per game, not many assists, but is the one who's sort of filling the gaps around for the team. Seems to be his role for this team, which I've got to respect Chronic for because he used to be a bit of a carry player. And he's gone for more of a supporting role in this team, which is not an easy transition for a lot of players, but a very mature approach for him for a younger player to get into that role. Extra, no goals. I mean, I say no goals. Like, there was only 2 goals, so one of them had to have no goals. And you can see the shot difference. Only 4 shots per game for Team BDS and then 8 for Liquid. Boost per minute. I can probably just organize and boost per minute and that'll show them in order. Yep. So this seems to be a trend here with Team Liquid. If you just put them in boost per minute order, they will be the top 3 and the opponents will be the bottom 3. So that continues to trend here. This is outrageous. 532 boost per minute is some of the highest I've ever seen. And then you can see the average amounts here. They've kept them pretty high here, which is fair play. Monkey Moon normally has much better boost management, but really struggling with the way Liquid are playing to keep his boost high. Can barely get a hold of a big pad. Extra going for the small pad approach. Tends to be his role. Tends to do that fairly well. Seiko, his stats look solid, right? Like I'm not complaining too much about what I'm looking at here. Lack of goals is probably through a lack of creating space for him in the team. And then movement stats, again, let's just put it in order of speed. Actually, Seiko is able is moving quite fast here. And a Chronic, that's typical for him. But yeah, Monkey Moon does tend to move quite slowly, but like this is not looking good for him. Just looking to be like, he looks to be really out of the play. It's just crazy, these stats. Like Seiko's spending a lot of time at high air, so he's probably going for a lot of solo plays because he's probably trying to feel like he has to carry a bit. But yeah, we'll see that in the gameplay. Anyway, let's go. I'm just going to watch the 2 high scoring games. So good first touch there from Monkey, well covered by Chronic. Again, pure chaos. That's what we said the playstyle is. It's all about that chaos. Just constant pressure on the ball. Right, so you can see instantly here. Right, Seiko. Right here. Really good play by Seiko. Delayed dodge. Creates that space. Look at how close Extra is to this play. So we just can't react to it. Like, static and close to the play. And then you watch Monkey Moon 2. Right here. Like, can't react off of that situation. And it's just too easy to read because of how static he is. Like, Seiko looks still really good here, but it seems like Monkey Moon is not playing too good, and Extra is playing a bit too slow and static and close to the play. We've also got to remember this is the 5th round of the Swiss. So in the 5th round of the Swiss, players will get tired. They will make more mistakes. But like, look here. Look how easy Monkey Moon is to read with this decision, right? And when you're playing against the fast-paced, chaotic team, they're going to be predictable. And you can just see like Extra and Monkey Moon way too close to the play. And Extra's making a lot of static touches. Seiko just trying to make solo plays happen. But yeah, it just doesn't look like Monkey Moon. I know it's in Fennec, so he's not normally a Fennec player. He's more of an Octane player. But it just doesn't look like Monkey Moon. Seiko's still looking good. But yeah, they seem to have lost their structure, right? Like, both Extra and Monkey Moon both positioning far too close to the play. And Seiko just sort of solo playing a lot. And, like, they don't have that we can take control of the play style that they used to have. Like, before, whenever any of them would lose possession of the ball, they would get it back almost instantly, whereas now, they're very much, like, on the back foot a lot against teams, and very reactive, like. It's interesting. But Liquid's still very chaotic, like, oh. Again, you see here, like, how close Monkey Moon is to the play. So, like, he can't see what's going on around him, so he panics a little bit. But yeah, Monkey Moon should be finishing those. We know Monkey Moon. A little bit double jumpy, a bit panicky. Again, a bit panicky. Seiko again, going for a solo play. So it just seems to me like Extra and Monkey just aren't getting much value on the ball. Seiko is still getting a lot of value on the ball, but like, do you see how static Monkey and Extra are? And like, they can't deal with the Liquid pace just coming at them all the time. Really nice challenge there by Oski. Gives the ball to a Chronic. Let's see. Let's watch Oski for a bit. Like, just look at the pure chaos Oski brings to the game. Yeah, like where I've spoken before on stream and I've looked at their stats and I've told you that Oski's boost usage is a problem. You can see right now what happens when he overboosts. This is the last time he had 100 boosts, right? Decides to pull out, that's fine. Missed out on that 100 boosts. Boosts back. 100 boosts aren't around. 100 boosts not there. And like, they're very 100 boost reliant. Like, still in the play on 0 boost, that's fine. But again, no 100 boost there. No 100 boost there. So like, as a team, they have the ability to boost starve themselves. And like, in this situation, it works out because individually, they're all really good. And Atto here is really good. But like, there are downsides to their overboosting. At least he keeps his momentum. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair to say. Like, they know how to play on 0 boost, which is obviously key when you boost this much. But it does, to me, feel like on a bad day, it could suddenly go very wrong with the way they play. Great 50 there. But, like, their willingness to go is what creates situations like this, right? Like, they go early enough so that they can do stuff like that, but then obviously it boost starves them at other times. Okay, yeah, that's just a kickoff goal. Like, BDS's kickoffs are awful. This is a quite commonly known thing. BDS, their biggest downfall has always been their kickoff. Just not making the right decisions at any point there, all three of them. Yeah, BDS right now are super reliant on Seiko. Which, to be fair, if you're going to rely on any player, I think Seiko's definitely one you'd want to be rely on. Like, this is just prime Liquid, right? Just pure chaos. Do you think a lot of it comes down to Monkey Moon's mental health? I mean, I'm sure it's a factor. Like, to play well, you need to feel somewhat good in yourself. Right? And, like, in particular, when you start taking losses, like, taking losses is hard in Rocket League, right? And, like, they're in the 5th round of Swiss. Like, they're not used to going to the 5th round of Swiss. Like, not And I say that, like, they have been before, you know, they've been to the 5th round of Swiss before. But, like, it's not normally where they find themselves, right? Yeah, I think there is an element of performance psychology in this. Something going on with the way they're playing. Like, Extra and Monkey Moon just don't seem to quite know their roles in the team anymore. And, like, I don't know if Seiko is trying to overdo solo plays or whether that's him just trying to find the only way through. But, like, we've seen how many solo plays he's gone for this game. And it's just not leading to goals, right? So, like, you can't solo play your way to victory anymore in Rocket League. Like, you need to have a good team structure. And, like, it looks like they haven't got that finesse, that control that they used to have. They got a lack of goal scoring potential these days. And I think it just comes down to, like, those individual wins, right? They're not getting individual wins and interactions. Like, that's a really amazing touch there, right? But, like, Seiko just needs to take up time here, right? It's a bit too aggressive there. Seiko, if he just takes up time, is in a much better spot. Right, just let that ball run back. It feels like they're not playing for each other as much anymore. They're trying to, like, Seiko's trying to force a goal. Sort of playing like we just described. We just analysed the G1 versus Oxygen game, so maybe if you've watched that on YouTube as well. It's like they're trying to... Like, Seiko's the one who's trying to force advantage plays. So, like, Seiko looks good, but, like... You can have one of these kind of players in your team, but you have to have two teammates who are playing off of it. And so he's playing for that advantage play, while Extra and Monkey Moon aren't able to deal with the overcommitment, which is what they normally would have been able to deal with. And, like, Seiko... If he could trust Monkey Moon and Extra a bit more, would probably be willing to take up a bit more time. So would be slightly more in favour of that. But look here, like, look how reliant on that 100 Monkey Moon is. Like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's not a good sign right there, is it? You see here, Seiko going for that all-in play. But this is it, right? Like, when Monkey Moon and Extra are feeling good, this all-in play from Seiko would be slotted right now by Monkey Moon, right? Yeah, it does feel a little bit like Seiko's compensating for what he's seen his teammates. Like right there, he would have just left that for Extra or, like, tried setting up Extra. But it seems like in his head, the way he did that, he was like, how can I score right now? How can I not have to rely on Extra or Monkey Moon right here, right? Maybe he called faking, maybe I'm wrong, but... It does feel to me like Seiko is feeling the need to 1v3. Like, he's still making smart decisions. Like, he's not rushing, but as soon as he gets the ball, he's just trying to hope that a solo play will lead to a goal. Where before, Extra and Monkey Moon was setting him up into situations where a solo play would lead to a goal, you know? Good save by Extra. And they're very 100 reliant, which, like, historically they were so good at using pads to keep up with the play, but it does feel like they're oh, look at that. Like why is Extra gone for that 100 there, right? That makes 0 sense. It's like they're so, like, the moment they see 100, they're like, oh, thank God there's some boost. Where before they'd just be chill, just picking up pads. Oh, it is sad to see players playing so differently based off of the way they might be feeling. And like we said, this is 5th round of a Swiss. And they just look so uncomfortable. That's so good. Like, the mechanics. This is what allowed Liquid to do as well as they did, is they've got the mechanics to play off the chaos. Which is so nice. Like, they just create environments where the opponents are uncomfortable and then punish. Another kickoff goal. Oh man, it's just every time. Just turn towards the net, would you? A little bit of life back into them. But yeah, it's just sad to watch a little bit. I won't lie. I'm sorry this YouTube video is a little bit somber. Why Monkey Moon sad? Because being a pro player is not very good for your mental health. Like, being a competitor in any sport is not very good for your mental health. I think it's one of the most common populations of people categorized to have higher rates of mental health problems is people who compete at the top level, because competing under pressure is not great for your mental health. And then you got the added factor of maybe the arrival fallacies happened a little bit of they've got that world champion win and now they're like, oh, now what?